This conference will now be recorded.
So what we discussed in the yesterday class, so what kind of validations we are going to perform on the ETL side. Okay, guys, here I understand one thing, the people are thinking more about the only ETL tool. Okay, so don't think about the ETL tool, what ETL tool we are going to use. Okay, so no need to practice the ETL side. Our practice should be mostly on the SQL side only, the database side only. Okay, only just we are going and execute the job only in the tool, ETL tool. Apart from that, nothing, we are not doing anything on the ETL side. Okay, so don't focus on the ETL side, focus on the SQL side. Okay, based on the mapping sheet. So I'm going to share today. Yesterday I'm busy, so I didn't share that one. So I'm going to share the mapping sheet in the drive today. Okay, please be practice based on the mapping sheet whichever I did. So what kind of logics they implemented. So based on the logic, you have to build your own queries. So like that you have to practice. Then how to prepare the test cases. Okay, those things you have to practice more and more. Okay, so don't focus on the more thing on the ETL side, ETL tool. You have to fear, for example, now you are just go and learn the ETL tool. Okay, once you go to the project, any company, they'll give maybe in the later different tools, either talent or ODA or anything. So BODS. Sometimes it won't be there any tool also itself. They use for the cloud tools. Okay, so that is the reason I'm telling once again, don't focus on the ETL tool side, just get the knowledge, that's it. What is Informatica, what are the components are there, how the functionality it works, that's it, fine. So as part of the QA, what we are going to do on the ETL side. Okay, so what we are going to do in the ETL side, just we are going to workflow manager. So I explained yesterday, there are 4 components are there. I will write in the here. I'll share this one. So the components. Okay, repository. One is the repository. One is the designer. This is the workflow manager. Next one will be workflow monitor. Okay, so these are the 4 components are they available in the Informatica. Okay, what is the purpose of repository? So repository will store the metadata kind of information. Store the metadata means data about what are the definitions are there, right? Definition. So what is the target table definition? Source table definition means the structure. It will go and save into the repository and the workflows, transformations. So whatever we developed, the developer did the development. So all the work will go and save into the repository. Store the metadata kind of information. Okay. And then come to the designer. So again here we have the different components are there. One is the source qualifier, source analyzer, comma, target analyzer. Okay. Transformation developer, maplet, and mapping. Okay, these are the 4. Again 5 components are there available in the designer. Okay, so in the designer, again if you see a source analyzer, a target analyzer, what they will do in the source analyzer? The source analyzer, they will connect the source databases or flat file. If you are flat file, then they will go and connect that flat file. So the connections they are developed here in the source analyzer. They define the connections in the source. the source analyzer, the source connection they define. Okay, and then they will connect to the source database and then pull the data, whatever the data you require, whatever the tables you required, those tables pull into the Informatica. Okay, that is a source analyzer. Okay, next target analyzer, what they will do, target analyzer. So in the target analyzer, they will go and connect to the target databases. They will configure the target databases in the target analyzer tab. Okay, and they'll import the required tables. Okay, import the required tables. Okay, the transformation developer. Okay, if they want to use the newly, for example, I want to develop one transformation, the same transformation they're going to do in the transfer. Otherwise, if you can directly also, they will go and develop in the mapping also. The mapping only they will develop the transformations. No need to develop again these two tabs. Okay, so frequently they won't use these two transformation tabs. So directly they will go to the mapping document, mapping tab. So they will they will drag and drop the source analyzer and target analyzer. Okay, the mapping designer. So drag and drop the source and target tables. Drag and drop the source and target tables and develop the mappings by using transformation. Okay, this is they are going to do in the mapping designer. This is the mapping designer. Okay, so in the mapping designer, just the drag and drop the source and target tables and develop the mappings. Develop the mappings by using the transformations. Okay, that is they will do in the designer component. Okay, next will be workflow manager. Okay, here they generate the jobs. We call as a workflows also. They will generate the workflows on top by using the mapping, whichever the mapping they developed here. For that mapping, they develop the workflows, the developer. So as part of the QA, we are going to, as part of QA responsible, QA people will run the jobs or workflows. QA people will run the jobs and workflows in the workflow manager. Okay, this is our task. So they will develop the jobs in the workflow manager. Developers done the development, but QA people just we have to open the workflow manager and then we have to run the job. How to run means you have to go that particular job and right click and then start workflow. Okay, like that we have to run the job. Okay, the next will be workflow monitor. So once the job is executed in the workflow manager, we have to go and see the log files. Job log files. We have the two types of logs are there. One is the workflow log and session log files. So if any issues or anything for in the failed in the job, we can able to go and see the workflow log and session log in the workflow monitor. Okay, these two are important for a QA in the Informatica. Okay, these two tabs are important, very important for us. So remaining two is not at all required for us. If you know, then you can go and see what kind of mappings they developed. All those you can able to see and understand. Okay, but as part of the QA, Just we are going to run the job in the workflow manager, okay, and see the logs in the workflow monitor. Clear, guys, here? So don't think about more on the ETL tool. Okay, sometimes they won't give access also in the real time. The ETL tool, they won't give the access also for us, most of the companies. Okay, but our intention is we have to validate. Once the job is ran successfully, we have to validate the data from one system to another system, data accurately loaded, ingested or not. That is our task, clear task. Okay, that is the reason. Just focus on the more and more about the tools, SQL queries. Okay. Okay. So yesterday and also we discussed the what kind of validations we are performing. Okay. So I will share this document also, guys. So repository, designer, workflow manager, workflow monitor. So I clearly explained one by one. This monitor helps you to monitoring and tracking the workflow created in the each Power Center. Means the log files. Okay. So these are the data completion test. Means yesterday I explained the same thing. Just I've given the what kind of validations, comparing the record count between the source data loaded into the warehouse records, means target data. See, like that. Compare the unique values of the key face, means duplicates. How you are going to check the duplicates? This is a duplicate check. Okay. Like that also we can able to validate different way, another way. Okay. Different way you can able to validate. If you want to find the which record is the duplicate record, what are the records? For example, if this query we are finding the employee number, the two duplicates are there. Okay, what are those? Which are those employees? We can able to find this by using this query. We can able to find those details, those employee details, duplicate details. We can able to find by using this query. Okay, subquery. Column mapping from source to target. Okay, and also we are going to find the count is not matching. So I told yesterday, the count is not matching means we have to go and check the rejected count also. Data loaded and then rejected count. For example, see the source count will be 1500 means the target count is 1000 and the rejected count will be 500. So like that we have to go and validate the count validation. Here in on the ETL side, we are going to do one negative scenario. Most of the time we are going to do the one negative scenario. What is that negative scenario means? The boundary value check. Okay. For example, the column size we defined as a 3. 3 we are defined the column size, one of the column. If you give more value, more than the 3 in the source side, means 1000 I given. So what is the boundary for the three digits? What is the boundary for the 3 digits? From 0 to 999, right? So 999 is a boundary. If I give 1000, that is a four digit value, right? 999 is the 3 digit value. 1000 is the 4 digit value. So the boundary value check we are going to do the only negative scenario. Okay, the value should accept only -99 to 999 only. If you give more than the 1000 or 2000 or 10,000 value, should not accept that values. Should not accept the values. Okay, that is the only the negative scenario we are going to check. Okay. Yeah, come to the transformation, guys. So they will ask in the transformations. Some transformation they will ask if you mention in the resume transformation. So they will ask the transformation. What is the transformation? What is the purpose of the transformation? Okay. So I'm going to explain the transformation today, and then tomorrow I'm going to show the execution. There is some issue on the other laptop. Okay. I'll show you the tomorrow execution. Yeah, the Informatica, they classified into the transformations are two types, guys. they're classified into two types. One is the active transformation, one is the passive transformation. There are almost 30 transformations are there. So all the transformation they divided into the two parts. One is the active transformation and then passive transformation. The active transformation nothing but I will explain you here, or I will take the yeah. For example, this is my source table. Okay, this is the my source table. So here I am applying the some transformation. So loading into the target table. Okay, this is the like that we are going to loading into the transformation. This is a source table. Source. Here the maybe 1000 records are there. Okay, this is the target table. Here it's loaded the 800 records. Okay, this is the transformation. Okay, so whenever we apply the any transformation, the number of records should change from source to target. So those kind of transformations is called as a active transformations. Okay, those kind of transformations they called as a active transformations. Okay, clear guys? The definition will be active transformation means, so whenever we applying the some transformation, the number of records should change from the source table to target table. Means here it will be filtering some records are filtering. Based on this transformation, they're going to filter the records as per the transformation, and then we are loading into the target table. Okay, these kind of transformation they call as a active transformations. The same thing for passive means we should not change any records. For example, this is the table, this is the table. Okay, this is the transformation. Okay, whenever we are applying the transformation from the source to target, okay, should not change. For example, here the 1000 values are there. It should load as a, after applying the transformation, it load as a 1000 records. Okay, these kind of transformations we call it a passive transformation. Okay, clear guys? So whenever we apply the transformation, okay, the number of records should change. Those kind of transformations we call as a active transformations. So whenever we apply the transformations, okay, the number of records should not change. Should not change the number of records. So those kind of transformations they call as a passive transformations. In Informatica, they have the almost 28 or 30 transformations are there. So all the 30 transformations they have to categorize into these two kind of transformations. Few are the active transformation, few are the passive transformations. For example, I will explain the one of the example active transformation. Take the filter. So I've given the filter transfer. We have the one of the transformation is the filter transformation. Okay. So in the filter transformation, I'm giving the filtering department number equal to 10. Okay. This is I applied the department number equal to 10 filter in the my transformation. So here what is the departments are there? So in the source department 10, 20, 30, 40, something like that the departments are there. But after applying the department filter, it will load only department 10 filter data only. It won't load any other data. It won't load any other data. Other department data it won't load. It won't ingest because of the we have given that filter active equal to 10. So department number equal to 10 in the transformation. Okay. Then the records are here, the 50 records are there. After applying the department 10 filter, it will vote only the department 10 records, maybe 5 or 10 or 5 records or 10 records. Okay. So these kind of transformations is a one of the example is a filter transformation. Okay. But come to the here, the expression passive means, for example, take the expression transformation. One of the example is a expression transformation. Okay. So for example, I have the columns are in the source table, first name and last name. Name. So after applying the first name and last name, I'm going to load into my target table is a full name. Okay. So this is my condition. In the source side, I have the first name and last name columns are there. On my target side, I have the full name column is there. Okay. So, but after applying the expression transformation, okay. So what are the records are there? Maybe here the 1000 records are there, but 1000 names it will be loaded, right? It won't filter here, but only just we are applying the expression transformation. Okay, it won't filter any data here. So all the full name, first name, last name, it will convert into the full name. That's it. Here the 1000 names are there, 1000 employees are there. It will come the 1000 employees to here also after converting the full name. Okay, so these kind of transformations, the passive transformation example is one of the example is expression transformation. Okay, so here it won't change the any records. Here it changes, it won't change the records. Okay, guys, clear? The active transformation and passive transformation. Okay, so sometimes they will ask this guy, what is the, we mentioned the resume informatica, they will ask what is active transformation, what is passive transformation, or sometimes they will ask the some transformation names. I worked on this transformation. So what kind of transformations you worked on your informatica? What kind of transformations you validated? So these kind of questions they will ask, guys, in the interview point of view. Okay. See, the active transformation can change the number of rows that pass through it from the source to target. That is, it eliminates the rows that do not meet the condition in the transformation. Okay. Passive transformation is nothing but while applying the passive transformation does not change the number of rows that pass through it. That is, it passes all rows through the transformation. See, what kind of transformations are there means you have to tell the answer this one. One is the aggregate transformation, expression transformation, filter transformation, joiner, lookup transformation, normalizer transformation, right, rank function, rank transformation, router, sequence generator, stored procedure, sorter, update strategy, XML. So you can see here, you can see the name, and then you can able to tell the which all are the active, which all are the passive, guys. Okay, for example, see one by one. You know what is aggregate functions? So we already discussed in the SQL. What are the aggregate functions are there?
Maximum, minimum, sum, count.
Yes, exactly correct. So while applying the transformation, aggregate transformation, okay, it will be grouped the result, right? So it is grouping the result. Then automatically the number of record should change. For example, here in the when here is a 1000 records, 10 departments. Okay, 1000 records are there, but 10 departments out of 1000, the other 10 departments are there. After applying the aggregate transformation, it will load only those 10 departments data only, right? It will be grouping 10 records only, it will load. Means this transformation is nothing but the aggregate transformation, active transformation. Aggregate transformation is nothing but the active transformation. The expression just now I explained, it's a passive transformation. Filter is a active. Joiner, so we are going to give the join, means we are going to the condition. Again, based on the condition, it will load the records, means it is going to filter the records here also, means it is active. So lookup, I will tell you tomorrow, guys. We have the both are there. Some lookup, they have the lookup connected and unconnected. Two types of the lookups are there. Okay, I have to look into, I will tell you tomorrow. So it will be active and passive. This will be both, it will come the active and passive. Okay, I will tell you tomorrow. Normalization, it's not required. Come to the rank. So the rank transformation, can you guys tell me, is it active transformation or passive transformation? No, I couldn't hear you. The rank will be active or passive?
The active transformation, sir. Because of if you segregate the ranks, that's why the active transformation.
Okay. Any other answers, guys? What is the rank transformation? So active or passive? Okay. For example, you can see the rank transformation. Here the 1,000 students are there. Okay, 1,000 students are there. So after applying the rank, so how many ranks it will come here? How many students will come here? For each student, at least one rank should be there, right? We have 1,000 students are there. We have to apply the rank for all the 1,000 students, right? How it will be reduce the rank count here? So after applying the 1,000 students, the 1,000 ranks will come here. The 1,000 employees, the 1,000 students will come. For each student, one rank will be allocated. That will be same rank or different rank. That is not a bother. So here my intention is the count is matching or not. Source count and target count. Is there any eliminating here records after applying the rank transformation? It won't apply. It won't eliminate the records, right? Where the 1,000 students are there, you have to apply the rank for the all the 1,000 students. Okay, clear, guys? So the rank transform is a passive transformation. Okay, the router transformation. So they will ask this guys interview, what is the difference between the filter and router? Okay, what we are discussing, the filter means while applying the filter transformation, if you give whatever the condition, if the condition meets the condition, then only it will load the data into the target table, correct? But the router transformation, so for example, I will take the router transformation here. Okay, if I give the department 10 filter, this also is a condition transformation, guys, like a router only, like a filter. Router transformation also like a filter transformation only. Okay, but in the while applying the router transformation, what is the condition is meet? First it will load into the this department 10 records in the target table. So remaining departments. So for example, remaining departments are there. Departments 20, 30, or 40. So these department also it will load as a load into the some default table in the target database. Okay. So they are going to create some default table. We can able to load these department 20, 30, 40 also in a separate some default table. If you want, you can create one more table, department 20, department 30, department 40, like that you can able to create, and then you can able to load the data. Means whatever the data is there here in the source side, so all the data it will pull into the target side. First it will check the main condition, what is the condition is there. Okay, that condition first load into the target. So remaining whatever the default values are the remaining data other than this 10, so 20, 30, 40 departments are there in my source side. So this data also it will load into the some default table in the target side. Okay, that is the difference between the filter and router. The filter transformation, whatever the condition it meets, that data only it will bring from the source to target. But the router, along with the condition, the remaining data also it will bring from the source to target. The remaining data it will load into the default table. I'll show you guys. This one I will execute. Okay, the transformations I'll execute and I'll show you. Okay, but the interview point of view, they will ask the difference. What is the difference between the filter transformation and the router transformation? If they are particularly looking for the transformation informatica testing, in that case they will ask these questions. Or generally they won't ask the ETL questions. They won't ask ETL tool questions. Okay, specifically they are looking for the informatica tester. They are using the informatica and they want the informatica tester. One second, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay, so in that case only, whatever I told, sorry, while they are looking for the any particular tester, informatica tester, in that case they will ask the informatica tool. They'll ask about the informatica tool. Okay, otherwise they won't ask any ETL tool, any. Okay, as of now we've seen almost 50 to 20 interviews. So no one, only one guy they asked about the informatica questions. So remaining no one asked the informatica tool. Okay, but you have to understand, just I will share this document also. Just go through the document, what kind of transformations are there, what is the definition of the each transformation. By name itself we can able to tell the explanation. What is a filter mean? They are giving the applying the filter, it will load the filter condition records. Joiner, lookup I'll explain tomorrow, guys. Lookup, leave it, lookup. Normalization is leave it, it's not required. Okay, it's not that much. I'll highlight the which are the things are important, frequently they'll use. Okay, this is aggregate using frequently, expression they are using frequently, filter they are using frequently. Whichever they are using in the real time, I will explain those things tomorrow. Joiner, lookup, rank and router. Okay, this is a mandatory. I told the surrogate key. I told the surrogate key concept. It will be sequence generator key. Okay, they will generate based on the sequence generator transformation. They will generate the surrogate key, guys. Okay, sequence generator is nothing but the surrogate key concept. Okay, so every time whenever you load this one, then it will generate the new record 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, stored procedure is not required. Sorter is required. They will use the sorter. Update strategy they will use for the SCD type 2, SCD type 2 and SCD type 1 for functionality. Yeah, so these are the frequently they use, guys, the transformations they use. So just they can go through these transformations fine for the interview point of view as well as the real-time point of view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 transformation is enough for us. Okay, so I just explained the one of the transformations but not yet completed the document fully. Okay, but few things I explained, that's it. So not yet completed, guys, this one. Theoretically I didn't explain here, but we'll see tomorrow we'll see the at least a condition 5-6 transformations we'll explain in this class, tomorrow class. Okay, any doubts guys here? The transformations, what is active transformation, what is the past? Yeah, just tell me.
So router becomes an active transformation, right?
Yes, active transformation.
And sequence generator
Why it's active means, see, for example, my target table is this one is my target table. Depart, okay, my target table. So while applying the filter, it load in the target table, it load only 5 records. Here the 50 records are there, but after applying the department 10, it loaded only 5 records. That time is the number of records are changed, right? So again, the remaining part is loading in the different table. This is a different table. If you mention the different default table, then it will load. If you didn't mention the default table, then it won't load the data, this remaining data, the target side.
What if all the records get loaded? I mean, the remaining ones also get loaded in some different table in target side. So in that case, then also it will be active only, right?
Yeah, this is a different table, na? See, this is a different. For example, here the one table is there. The same data it loaded into some other table. Same table only. Here 1000 records are there. In my target table also 1000 records are there. But my source table here the 1000 records. But after applying the router transformation, my target table loaded only 500 records only here. The remaining 500 is loading into some different table.
Sir,
That is
remaining 200 records where it is stored, sir?
The default table. The default table. I will
It will
show you the
automatically
tomorrow.
created, sir. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sir.
If you
Yeah, okay,
created the default table, then it will load. If you don't create the default table, then it won't create the remaining data. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
But here there is no option to create the default table.
Yeah, okay, sir.
But in the router, we have the option. The remaining data also we can able to bring if you want, and then it can store
Yeah,
into
okay.
the target side. But in the filter transformation, we can't do like that. So whatever the condition is matching, only those records only we can able to fetch into the source to target. That is the purpose of the filter. But the router will be, we can able to fetch the filter, like act as a filter. But the one more option is there. If you want, you can remaining data other than the condition, whatever the condition is non-matching records. Those records also we can able to fetch and then store into the target side. That is the option is there in the router. Okay. That is the difference between the filter and router. Okay, they will ask this question maybe in the interview point of view, what is the filter and router transformation, and they will ask what is the lookup transformation. Okay, these two questions only they will ask mostly on the interview point of view, and they will ask what is the active transformation and what is the passive transformation. Till now I have seen these three kind of questions only they asked in the interview. One is the active, or what is the difference between the active and passive, what is the filter and router, and what is the lookup transformation. Okay, these three questions they asked in the interview point of view, and they ask the questions like, can you explain what are the components are there and what we have to do as a part of the QA, and which tool you are going to access, which components you are going to access. Okay, that's the one more question they asked in the frequently. So for that you have to tell there are the 4 components are there: repository, designer, workflow manager, workflow monitor. The repository, no need to explain, because the repository is a metadata kind of, it will store the metadata. And then designer, the developer will develop the mappings by applying the transformation. They're going to develop the mappings in the designer tool. Okay, once the developer is completed the development, and then they'll developer generate the workflows or jobs in the workflow manager. Okay, the workflow manager, they're going to develop the jobs, the workflow manager component. So our QA job, we have to, whatever the developer the jobs, right, those jobs we have to go and execute in the workflow manager. How you are going to execute? You have to go and right click, and then you have to start the workflow. Okay, You have to start and right click and then start workflow. So like that, you are going to execute the jobs in the workflow manager. Once the job is executed, automatically you can go and see the log files in the workflow monitor. What kind of logs are there means workflow log and session logs. These kind of two logs will be generated for each job. One is the workflow log, one is the session log. So you can go and see the session log. You can able to find the is there any errors, all those things you can able to find in the session log. So this is what you have to explain in the interview. Apart from nothing, they won't ask anything on the Informatica side. Because I have seen from last 2-3 years, so these kind of questions only they ask frequently. Okay. Just I'm giving this one also, guys. I will share the active versus passive. Okay, I will sort out that issue, guys. The Informatica tool issue. Then tomorrow we'll start the execution. Most probably tomorrow. Otherwise, if it's not finished tomorrow, then we'll see the Saturday. At least we can able to try to finish the Saturday. Okay, guys. Any doubts here? I'll share the guys today. I'll start the recording first.